So, Aliyah Boston has revealed what actually happened in the youth versus vets game in at Team USA camp. And I do think all around that, it makes sense. And for me, I think this is a really bad look on Team Vets. I think this is a really, really bad look on Team Vets right here, because Team Youth should not be beating Team Vets. They shouldn't. And especially because this is we are 3 years nearly before the next Olympics. And a lot of these vets obviously would be hoping that they'd be able to, cement their spot on the Olympics team. There's some vets that are still fighting for a spot, like a Diarca Hamby. Chelsea Gray's fighting for her life on the international stage. Don't think Chelsea Gray is going to have it in her for the next Olympics. I just don't. I think she'll make the World Cup team. I think the Olympics in 2026, she'll be on the squad as a vet. Don't think she has the legs. Do not think she does. But Aliyah Boston has talked about what actually happened in these games. Some people are saying, oh, the vets absolutely cooked the rookies. Let's take a listen.
Won that scrimmage.
So it depends on how you look at it, right? Because
nah, man, there's a final result. There's a winner.
Okay, but hear me out though.
We don't live in this. We don't live in this era. No.
Okay, but we played 3 games. We played 3 games.
Nah, bro, you won or you lost.
The old ones won the first. We won the second. Then the third one, it went into overtime. So technically,
so you lost.
We won together.
Nah, you lost.
And then
it went to overtime, so we won together. I need to say that next time I lose in overtime. I need to say that next time I lose in overtime. Genuinely. That is something that I need to say. The next time I lose in overtime, I need to say, no, technically we won. We didn't lose, we won together.
What happened in overtime?
And then we had 1 possession each, and then Chelsea did too much. Chelsea did too much.
You were having flashbacks?
She did too much.
I'm sorry, that was below the belt. It ain't been a couple months
it hasn't.
Yet.
Like,
my
please
fault.
let me heal.
I'm sorry.
Please let me heal. I'm still working through it, okay?
About the playoffs, I'm going to say this right now. It wasn't Chelsea Gray. Chelsea Gray didn't do that much in the playoffs, did she? Oh, she hit one of those crazy shots in OT, didn't she? But I was like, it was Jackie Young in that whole game 5, and it was fucking Jewel Lloyd. Jewel Lloyd decided that in overtime she wanted to remember that she was Jewel Lloyd. That one was what kind of stung, is that Jewel Lloyd remembering she was Jewel Lloyd in OT. But the fact is that, again, overtime was 1 possession each. And losing by like a circus shot by Chelsea Gray, which I'm not going to lie, again, pro basketball players make circus shots. Pro players make bad shots. Pro shot makers like Chelsea Gray are going to make a lot of bad shots. But I can't lie, good defense. Good defense by Sonia Citron. And I always say this, I hate. And that's the worst thing online are the outcome-based watchers. Like, you can't, if you're watching the game for entertainment, you cannot analyze a game and be outcome-based. And it's the most annoying thing. I have coaches, for me, there are coaches I've played for that are outcome-based as well. And it's like, you have to be, when it comes to sports, when it comes to nearly anything in life, if you're evaluating something, you have to be process-based. If you're not process-based and you become outcome-based, it's really, it's a really bad way to look at things, because a lot of the time, if you're outcome-based, outcomes are things you can't ever really control outcomes. You can only control process. So I hate it. I hate it. And that's the problem with Twitter is like player X plays great defense on player Y. Player Y hits unbelievable shot over player X. Player Y equals got cooked, and they should have done this, and this. And it's like, no. If you force someone into a 360 Hezi no scope, that's all you need. That's all you need to do, because at the end of the day, if that is what your goal as a defender should be, and I know in a lot of situations it's not, but your goal as a defender isn't, the only way you can guarantee a stop is to get a block or a steal. but 9 times out of 10, going for a block or a steal is bad. Like, attempting to go for a block or steal where it's unnecessary. Like, a block or a steal should be like a last resort. Whatever about, again, if the ball's there. But like, if it's not 100% on, going for a block should be like a recovery thing. It shouldn't be like something you try to get on a defensive possession. But yeah, look, for me anyway, it's good to hear that the young players were competing. But for the older players, it's a really bad look if you're a non-established older player. Like, if you are a non-established older player and you are getting cooked by the rookies, you may as well just hang it up right there. If you're De'Arica Hamby, you may as well just go back to playing 3-on-3. I mean it, go back to playing 3-on-3, because you're not gonna make a team over a team of young players that beat you and were there or thereabouts, whose oldest player was Rakia Jackson at 24 years old. Or 25 years old, I think Rakia is. Like, that's one of those things where I'm like, we're now looking at the complete takeover. Because everyone talks about women's basketball being you need experience. You absolutely do need experience. You can't just go out with a team of kids. But to act like these are not in their early to mid 20s, and not only that, they're in their early to mid 20s, and they've all got experience winning at the collegiate level. And I don't mean you don't need to win a national championship you need to win a title to have experience winning. So there are people, and this is one thing people don't understand either. There are players that are not winners that have won. You can be a losing player and have just looked into being on the right team and won something. And you can be a winning player and have not won a title. And that's the thing where it's like, the reality is that, let's just say the 2023 championship final. Both Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark are winning basketball players. Both of them are winning basketball players. The outcome of that game doesn't decide whether or not someone is a loser or winner. Like, if South Carolina beat Caitlin Clark, the unbeatable South Carolina team, beat Iowa in the semifinal, and then beat LSU, which they would have beaten LSU, no doubt about it, they would have beaten LSU. Angel Reese is still a winning basketball player, if that hypothetical happens. There is, if you want to argue here, out of all of these, who is the most plug-and-play, seamless, absolute guarantee is going to win championships and plays probably the most winning basketball, it's fucking Citron, who's won nothing. Citron, everyone talks about efficiency. Citron's the most efficient player here. She's the most efficient and versatile player here. She's not the best of them, but she's obviously a winner. And that's one of those things where you're looking at this and you're looking at these young players and everyone talks about this experience, but you also have to take into account that it's a different experience playing in front of full crowds that these players have. These young players play under a pressure and a scrutiny that women's basketball players don't know how to deal with. There's a reason why you don't see young players out there crying on social media about fans in the comment section. And it's only older players. Because older players have never really had to deal with those. They don't know how to deal with it. These younger players, from the time they set foot in college, you're getting abuse online. You are. And that's the problem when you play sports. If you play sports and people are watching your games and you type in your name, you're going to see everyone commenting on what you do, because you are, as much as it's sports, being an amateur, you're not an amateur sports player anymore in college. As much as being a college sports player is seen as you're playing college sports, the way people care about it, it is professional. It is professional sports. And at the end of the day, it's one of those things where people don't really, as much as people are they overestimate you underestimate how important being experienced is. But you also take into account that this Team USA, there is going to be this team with Paige Bueckers, Caitlin Clark. These are bigger young stars than all young NBA players outside of Victor Wembanyama. Victor Wembanyama is the only player, I would say, that is a bigger star than these players right here, as far as young players are concerned. And that being said, Victor Wembanyama is absolutely a world famous super duper star. And you've now got a situation where these players, they are going, like this Team USA in the next Olympics. On the men's side, like I don't think people realize how little star power there's going to be in the 2028 USA men's Olympics team. The USA women's Olympics team is going to have more star power. They're the ones that are going to be packing out arenas. They are the ones that are going to be talked about every single game they play on SportsCenter. Unless, of course, the men's team start losing. This women's USA team in the next Olympics, how many vets are prepared for that? The answer is a lot less than you think. The answer is absolutely a lot less than you think. So anyway, yeah, that is pretty much it, lads. That's the video. See you guys.